Hey there, fellow truth seekers and curious minds. Welcome back, Enlighten ED, where we explore the universe one busted myth at a time. Today, we're tackling 15 common misconceptions that have been floating around for far too long. So buckle up. Get ready to have your preconceived notions challenged because we're about to embark on a quest for knowledge. Let's get started. First up, we've all heard the myth that humans only use 10% of their brain. Neuroscientists have shown that we actually use almost every part of our brain. Whether we're thinking, moving, or even resting, all areas of the brain are buzzing with activity. So no more excuses for not using your brain, you're already using all of it. Alright, here's another one. You've probably been told that you need exactly 8 hours of sleep. But the idea that everyone needs a full 8 hours, no more, no less, is a bit of an oversimplification. Most adults do need around 7 to 9 hours. But some may feel perfectly rested with less, while others might need a bit more. The key is to listen to your body and find what works best for you. Now let's talk about the Great Wall of China, one of humanity's most impressive feats of engineering. It's often said that you can see it from space, even from the moon. But here's the truth. The wall is actually too narrow and blends in too well with its surroundings to be seen from space. Astronauts have confirmed that it's nearly impossible to spot. Who doesn't love a goldfish? But did you know it's a myth that goldfish have only a 3-second memory? In reality, goldfish have a much better memory than we give them credit for. They can remember things for weeks, recognize their owners, and even be trained to do tricks. Let's dive into a myth about sharks, those magnificent apex predators of the ocean. It's commonly believed that sharks are immune to cancer. But here's the reality. Sharks can get cancer just like any other animal. While their immune system is indeed fascinating, sharks are not cancer-proof. It's often depicted in movies and TV shows that humans and dinosaurs coexisted. It makes for great Hollywood entertainment, but scientifically, this is about as plausible as finding a unicorn on Mars. Dinosaurs went extinct about 65 million years ago, long before our early human ancestors evolved. That's a gap of time so vast it's almost impossible to grasp. Next up, you've probably heard that a nice drink keeps you warm in cold weather. But while that initial sip might make you feel warmer, it's actually a bit of a deceptive feeling. Drinking alcohol causes your blood vessels to dilate, which brings more blood flow to the surface of your skin, making you feel warmer temporarily. But this actually lowers your core body temperature and makes you more susceptible to the cold in the long run. Vikings, legendary warriors, fierce seafarers, and masters of the horned helmet, right? Well, not quite. The image of Vikings sporting helmets adorned with horns is about as accurate as saying the earth is flat. In reality, Viking helmets were simple, conical, and made for function, not for show. Who's guilty of cracking their knuckles? It's a common habit, that satisfying popping sound that some people find irresistible, but the myth says it causes arthritis. But here's the good news. The truth is, cracking your knuckles doesn't cause arthritis. The sound you hear is just the gas bubbles popping in the joints, a harmless release of pressure. Here's one you've probably heard during a storm. Lightning never strikes the same place twice. But the reality is, lightning doesn't keep a list of where it's been. It's actually quite common for lightning to hit the same place multiple times, especially if it's a tall structure, like a skyscraper or a radio tower. These structures act like giant lightning rods, attracting electrical discharges from the sky. Bats are often portrayed as blind creatures of the night, flitting through the darkness using only sound to navigate. While it's true that bats are famous for their echolocation abilities, most bats also have functional vision. They've evolved to use both sight and sound to navigate their world, making them even more remarkable creatures. Ever been told that water conducts electricity? It's a common warning, and for good reason. But the truth is a bit more nuanced. Pure water, the kind you'd find in a lab, is actually a poor conductor of electricity. It's the impurities in water, like salts and minerals, that make it conductive. Ever dropped food on the floor and quickly picked it up, thinking it's safe because it was there for less than 5 seconds? But here's the reality. Bacteria aren't bound by our arbitrary time limits. They can transfer to food instantly, regardless of how long it's been on the floor. The 5-second rule is a comforting myth, a way to rationalize our occasional lapses in food hygiene. The famous Pareto principle, also known as the 80-20 rule, states that 80% of results come from 20% of effort. And while this principle holds true in many situations, it's not a universal law of nature. Some problems are far more complex, requiring a more holistic approach. The reality is the universe is rarely so neatly divided. And finally, let's tackle the age-old myth that eating before swimming causes cramps and inevitably leads to drowning. While eating a heavy meal right before swimming might feel uncomfortable, there's no scientific evidence to support the claim that it causes cramps or increases your risk of drowning. So, go ahead and grab that snack before your next dip in the pool. And there you have it. 15 myths busted. Hopefully you've gained some new insights and perhaps even questioned some long-held beliefs. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fun facts and myth-busting goodness. Got a myth you'd like to see us tackle? Drop it in the comments below. See you in the next video, and remember, keep learning.